Good afternoon, ma'am. Could you please state your name and provide your date of birth?
Madison Knight, 5.
Thank you, Ms. Knight. Ms. Knight, you're here on a Pinal County Superior Court probation warrant and on a Maricopa County Superior Court new case. We'll start with the Pinal probation warrant. I have appointed you an attorney for limited representation regarding the bond issue only. You have an arraignment hearing August 7th, 8:30 a.m. at the Pinal County Superior Courthouse. You are non-bondable in this case, so you will remain in custody until you see the judge in Pinal County. Then regarding your Superior Court new case, I find probable cause for the allegations of 1 count of possession or use of narcotic drugs, a Class 4 felony, 1 count of possession or use of drug paraphernalia, a Class 6 felony. I have appointed you an attorney. You have a status conference August 9th, 8:31 a.m. at the downtown Phoenix Superior Courthouse. Preliminary hearing August 13th, 8:31 a.m. Ms. Knight, I am just putting a $50 placeholder bond. I would have released you except for that probation warrant, so I'm unable to release you. So the $50 placeholder bond is, what that does is it allows you to be transported to your court dates, and it should actually, or it may give you time served because you cannot be released in the other case. Make sure to not pay the bond, otherwise it will cause issues. And you also must comply with the standard conditions and restrictions of release, plus you're not to possess any weapons, and you must contact your probation officer within 72 hours of release. Ms. Knight, do you have any questions?
No.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Good luck to you. Ernest Brito and then Chris Nieves will be on deck. Good afternoon, sir. Could you please state your name and provide your date of birth?
Ernest Brito.
Thank you, Mr. Brito. Sir, you're here on a Superior Court new case. I find probable cause for the allegations. 1 count of burglary in the first degree, which is a Class 3 felony. 1 count of discharging a firearm in city limits, a Class 6 felony. 1 count of criminal damage, a Class 6 felony. 1 count of criminal trespass in the first degree, a Class 6 felony. I've appointed you an attorney. You have a status conference August 9th, 8:31 a.m. Preliminary hearing August 13th, 8:31 a.m. at the downtown Phoenix Superior Courthouse. Mr. Brito, I am setting bond in the amount of $50,000. That is a secured appearance bond. What that means is you can pay that amount directly, or you can work with a bail bonding company. They generally require 10% plus collateral. That would be $5,000. So if you pay your bond, you will be released. You're then promising to go to court on all of your court dates. You also must comply with supervision, and you will have an ankle monitor installed. You also must comply with the standard conditions and restrictions of release. Plus, you are not to return to the scene of the alleged crime. You're not to initiate contact with any alleged victims, complainants, or witnesses, or have any physical contact with any alleged victims. You are not to possess any weapons, and you must submit to DNA and fingerprinting at the arresting police department. Mr. Brito, do you have any questions?
Your Honor, I haven't been arrested since 91. And, I mean, that's some stretch.
Well, it is, Mr. Brito, but even if you had no criminal history, the issue is that the state constitution requires me to set a bond based off of a number of factors, one of which is victim safety and public safety. And based on what I'm reading here, I'm very concerned about both. So that's why I find the $50,000 bond is appropriate.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, sir. Chris Nieves and then Ruben Deliz will be on deck. Yes. Oh, yeah. Just one moment, please, ma'am. All right, Dana, they are signed. Good afternoon, ma'am. Could you please state your name and provide your date of birth?
I'm Chris Alexa Nieves.
Thank you, Ms. Nieves. Ma'am, you are here on a Superior Court new case and on a Superior Court direct complaint arrest warrant. So in your new case, ma'am, I find probable cause for the allegation of 1 count of aggravated DUI, this being your 3rd DUI. That's a Class 4 felony. I've appointed you an attorney. You have a status conference August 9th, 8:31 a.m. Preliminary hearing August 13th, 8:31 a.m. at the downtown Phoenix Superior Courthouse. Ms. Nieves, I am setting bond in the amount of $7,500. You have a $1,000 bond in your other case because it's also a DUI. Total bond is $8,500. Secured appearance means you can pay that amount directly or work with a bail bonding company. They generally require 10% plus collateral. 10% of $8,500 would be $850. If you pay your bond, you will be released. You're then promising to go to court on all of your court dates. You must comply with supervision, and beginning on your first court date, you will start drug and alcohol testing and monitoring. You also must comply with the standard conditions and restrictions of release, plus you're not to possess or consume any alcohol. You also have a direct complaint, ma'am, in which you're charged with 2 counts of aggravated DUI because your license was previously suspended or revoked, a Class 4 felony. Again, I've appointed you an attorney. Same dates, time, location. Status conference August 9th, 8:31 a.m. Preliminary hearing August 13th, 8:31 a.m. at the downtown Phoenix Superior Courthouse. Bonds in the amount of $1,000, as I stated earlier. Again, that's with supervision and drug and alcohol testing and monitoring, as well as the same conditions and restrictions of release. Ms. Nieves, do you have any questions?
I do. I never got a court date for my second DUI, so I never even knew that I had an active warrant.
Right. So more than likely, what happened is what's called a scratch. They didn't bring charges within 48 hours, but they did bring charges later. However, your address wasn't updated. If you were only here on that one warrant, you would be released. But the issue is you've been arrested on a new DUI. You have a previous DUI conviction, and so anytime you get behind the wheel while you're intoxicated, you are creating a very dangerous situation for the community. State Constitution requires me to take that into consideration, which is why I set the bonds.
So they both have to be paid?
Correct. $8,500 is the total. Both have to be paid.
Okay.
All right. Any other questions?
No.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Nieves. Ruben DeLees and then Alex Marquez will be on deck. Good afternoon, sir. Could you please state your name and provide your date of birth?
Ruben Salvador DeLees.
Thank you, Mr. DeLees. Mr. DeLees, you are here on 3 Superior Court probation violation warrants for alleged violations of terms 3, 4, and 5. I've appointed you an attorney. You have a probation hearing scheduled August 12th, 8:30 a.m. at the downtown Phoenix Superior Courthouse. I am affirming the bond in each of the 3 warrants. It's $1,500 in 2 of them, $250 in the 3rd. Total bond is $3,250. That is a secured appearance bond, meaning you can pay that amount directly or work with a bail bonding company. They generally require 10% plus collateral. That would be $325. So, Mr. DeLees, if you pay your bond, you will be released. You're then promising to go to court on all of your court dates. You're also promising to comply with the standard conditions and restrictions of release. Plus, you are not to possess any weapons, and you must contact your probation officer within 72 hours of release. Mr. DeLees, do you have any questions?
No, I don't.
All right. Thank you, Mr. DeLees. Good luck to you. Alex Marquez and then Stefan Dollarhide will be on deck. Good afternoon, sir. Could you please state your name and provide your date of birth?
Alex Marquez, February.
Thank you, Mr. Marquez. Mr. Marquez, you are here on 4 Superior Court probation violation warrants for alleged violations of terms 3, 4, 7, and 15. I've appointed you an attorney. You have a probation hearing August 12th, 8:30 a.m. at the downtown Phoenix Superior Courthouse. I am affirming the requested bond in each of the 4 warrants. That would be $1,500 in 1, $500 in 2 of them, and $750 in the 4th. So total bond is $3,250. It's secured appearance, meaning you can pay that directly or work with a bail bonding company. They generally require 10% plus collateral. That would be $325. If you pay your bond, you will be released, and you're promising then to go to court on all of your court dates. You're also promising to comply with the standard conditions and restrictions of release. Plus, you are not to possess any weapons. You're also not to possess or consume any alcohol, and you must contact your probation officer within 72 hours of release. Mr. Marquez, do you have any questions?
So it'll be $325.
Well, so $3,250 is the bond. If you work with a bail bonding company, generally that means you can pay them 10% plus you're putting up collateral.
All right.
All right. Thank you, sir. Good luck to you. Stefan Dollarhide and then Kimoni Hornbeek will be on deck. Good afternoon, sir. Could you please state your name and provide your date of birth?
Yes, Your Honor. Stephen Dollarhide.
Mr. Dollarhide. Sir, you're here on a Superior Court new case. I find probable cause for the allegations of 1 count of unlawful flight from law enforcement in a vehicle, a Class 5 felony, 1 count of reckless driving, a Class 2 misdemeanor, 1 count of exceeding the posted speed limit by over 20 miles per hour, which is a Class 3 misdemeanor. I've appointed you an attorney. You have a status conference August 9th, 8:30, 1 a.m., preliminary hearing August 13th, 8:30, 1 a.m. That is at the downtown Phoenix Superior Courthouse. Mr. Dollarhide, I am setting bond in the amount of $2,500. That is a secured appearance bond, meaning you can pay that directly or work with a bail bonding company. They generally require 10% plus collateral. That would be $250. If you pay your bond, you will be released. You're then promising to go to court on all of your court dates. You're also promising to comply with the standard conditions and restrictions of release. Plus, you're not to possess or consume any alcohol, and you must submit to fingerprinting at the arresting police department. Mr. Dollarhide, do you have any questions?
I'm unfamiliar with how the process of working with contacting the bonds company and all that works, Your Honor.
Okay, so there will be phones available to you in the jail, and there will be a list of bonding companies, the names, and the phone numbers. So then you can just reach out to them, and they can explain the process to you. I'm not aware of the process beyond that.
Understood.
All right. Any other questions, sir?
It's also my understanding that it costs money to make phone calls. If I have cash, does that count towards, like, making phone calls?
Yeah, the officers could answer that better.
Understood.
Again, I don't know how that procedure works either.
Understood. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Dollarhead. Kimoni Hornbeek and then Dakota Ryan will be on deck. Good afternoon, ma'am. Could you please state your name and provide your date of birth?
Yes, it's Kimani Hornbeek.
All right, thank you, Ms. Hornbeek. Ma'am, you are here on a Superior Court new case. I find probable cause for the allegation of one count of aggravated DUI because your license was suspended or revoked. That is a Class 4 felony.
I know.
I've appointed you an attorney. You have a status conference August 9th, 8:30, 1 a.m. Preliminary hearing August 13th, 8:30, 1 a.m. at the downtown Phoenix Superior Courthouse. I am setting bond in the amount of $1,000. It is a secured appearance bond. I don't know if you've seen the judge yet in Phoenix, but it looks like there is a Phoenix hold. I don't know if there's any holds beyond that. So there may be additional bonds added to that. But at any rate, if you pay your total bonds, you will be released. You're then promising to go to court on all of your court dates. You'll also see pretrial services for supervision, and you will start drug and alcohol testing and monitoring beginning on your first court date. You also have the standard conditions and restrictions of release, plus you're not to possess or consume any alcohol. Ms. Hornbeek, do you have any questions?
I do. There's no way for me to be able to be released today. I am trying. I'm trying. I just got done dealing with Goodyear to deal with all my court stuff, and I was literally coming here for Phoenix to fix the warrant that I had for my arrest. I know, but I'm really trying to get this better.
Yeah.
I'm really trying to fix my life.
Well, Ms. Hornbeek, I believe that you are. The problem is you're not supposed to be driving right now.
I know, and the problem is that I can't with the DMV. They require me to get a SR-22 form with insurance to get my license unsuspended. But I'm just having a hard time getting that insurance because it's costing so much to put a down payment on it. I needed more time to accumulate that amount of money.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is just money. I even have for Goodyear, I even started a payment plan on the 16th. I really am trying. I know I'm not supposed to be driving. I know.
Well, right. And so, Ms. Hornbeek, again, you're not supposed to be driving, and then you add on top of that driving while intoxicated, which creates an extremely dangerous situation.
I know, and that was genuinely, that was an accident. I'm not supposed to be driving. I had left my car at my friend's house because, like you said, I'm not supposed to be driving. I have them drive me around all the time. The only reason why I had to drive last night was because his parent got upset that my car was being there too long. And like I said, I don't make enough. I only get $1,200 a month. I can't afford to get it towed or anything like that. Me driving intoxicated, I understand. I definitely take that consequence. I do. I really do.
Yeah. Well, right. I mean, it was 10 light cycles you were passed out in the vehicle. So that creates an extremely dangerous situation of people potentially running into you.
I know. And it's because I went to, yesterday was a very long day for me. I went tubing. I was out in the sun. I had to go grab my car. And I know. There's just no way I can, like I said, I don't have that money. I really don't know what to do. I don't have anybody, so I don't know what to do. I'm trying. I mean, I really am trying. And I know me driving with me being intoxicated was worse, but I've never even This is my first DUI. I know, and I really am trying.
Ms. Hornbeck, what I will do is switch this to a supervised release with an ankle monitor. So you should be released today. It may not be, though, till tomorrow morning. It should be today. Again, it may not be till tomorrow morning. It's just the individual who installs the ankle monitor will need to be here to do that.
Okay.
So your court date then is going to be August 19th at 8:31 a.m. Preliminary hearing August 22nd, 8:31 a.m. Ms. Hornbeck, it's just my sincere hope that
I will.
I
will.
you know,
I know.
someone upset with you because their car's at their house versus this.
I know.
I mean, it should be like just a simple decision.
I
So,
know.
and that's the thing is you just, like, there's real consequences. Again.
You're right.
It's very fortunate someone's not dead, including yourself.
I know.
So, anyway, but, again, you will be released. Make sure to be to court on all of your court dates.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you, ma'am.
I do have, with the ankle monitor, would that be, I could just talk to the cops about this stuff?
They'll explain, how the ankle monitor works.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Good luck to you.